Begin with some breaking updates from the Apex Court. Supreme Court orders removal of two-finger test from study materials in medical colleges, saying the unscientific, invasive method of examining rape survivor re-traumatizes sexually assaulted women. Apex Court further warns that persons conducting two-finger tests in rape cases will be held guilty of misconduct. It's regrettable that two-finger test continues to be conducted even today, observed Supreme Court. While ordering removal of two-finger test, Supreme Court also overturns acquittal order of a High Court and sentences man to life imprisonment for rape murder case. We have Meenakshi on the phone line with us. Meenakshi, a big observation made by the Supreme Court. In fact, Supreme Court orders removal of two-finger test, calls it unscientific and invasive.
Absolutely. This is a significant development coming from the Supreme Court. Like you rightly mentioned, top court stepping in and ordering for the removal of this two-finger virginity test from study materials in medical colleges, saying that it is not just unscientific, but it is also invasive method of examining a rape survivor, because it subjects the rape survivor to re-traumatizing or reliving the sexual assault. Like you rightly mentioned, it is significant because we have a very important observation coming from no less than Honorable Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. Remember, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud is in line to become the next Chief Justice of India for a tenure of 2 years. And Justice Chandrachud, mincing no words, and he went on to make this observation, and I quote, "It is patriarchal and sexist to suggest that a woman cannot be believed when she states that she was raped merely because she is sexually active," unquote. So a distinction being drawn by virtue of this observation from no less than the next Chief Justice of India, saying that it is a patriarchal mindset which cannot draw a distinction between a sexually active woman and a woman who says that she was raped. So big development where the Supreme Court, like you rightly mentioned, is also frowning upon the fact that such a practice still continues. The top court clearly issuing a warning, saying that if anybody continues with this practice, then that person will be liable to be prosecuted for misconduct.
Absolutely. So that was my second question. In fact, Supreme Court also not just making these observations, very pertinent observations and warning, but also stating that if a person conducts this test, then they will be held guilty of misconduct.
Well, yes, that's right. That is hugely significant because the court is very well aware of the fact that such a practice as this two-finger test may not be wiped out in its entirety. There has to be a punitive measure as well that has to remain in the fear in the minds of the people, so that they abstain from this practice, which is why the Supreme Court clearly today making this observation, noting that any person who continues conducting this two-finger virginity test in rape cases will be guilty of misconduct. So a big progressive move in the right direction coming from the Supreme Court, a clear indication coming from Honorable Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, who is slated to become the next Chief Justice of India, where he goes on to draw a clear distinction between a woman who can be sexually active and a woman saying that she has been raped. That has to be the final word, and there is no reason to not believe a woman who says that she has been raped, that actually she was subjected to the horrific crime. So that distinction, a very important.
Right, Meenakshi, certainly a progressive move by the Apex Court, Supreme Court ordering removal of two-finger test, in fact saying it re-traumatizes sexually assaulted women. It is unscientific and invasive. Thank you, Meenakshi, for bringing all those details.